In this focused exercise, we're going to look at global teen worries. In the display box, it says Global Teen Worries, Top Sources of Concern for Teens ages 15 to 18. Survey includes 41 countries. We have different classifications: getting a good job, parents' health, losing someone they love, personal health, finishing education, and getting university degree. So these are all of the topics that teens are worried about. On the other side, we can see there are percentages, and these percentages describe what percent of teens worry about each one of these different classes. Our first question is to examine the figure 2.1b, Global Teen Worries, and the question is how many countries were contained in the sample. So if we go back to the description at the beginning, it says the survey includes 41 countries. So that's the answer to the first question, 41 countries. Question number 2. The graph contains bars and a circle. Which bar is the longest? So the bars actually look like curved lines, but they are representing our bars. So the longest line would have to be associated with the largest percentage. So the first bar concerned with getting a good job has the longest bar, and it has the highest percentage of 70%. Number 3, is this a bar graph or not? If not, what changes would need to be made to put the information in a bar graph? Well, we've already stated that these are not actually bars, but lines. So we could change this line graph into a bar graph by simply rewriting these lines in the shape of a bar. Now, besides having bars on the graph, there's something else more important, and that is to have some kind of class identification, and also to either have percentage, relative frequency, or frequency labels included. So the class labels are listed here: getting a good job, parents' health, and so on, all the way down to getting university degree. So those are the classes. The percentages, 70%, 63%, on down to 52%, are also included, so we could change this line graph of sorts into a bar graph because it does include the class and it does include a percentage label. So for number 3, we would have to change lines to bars and keep class and percentage labels. Number 4, could the graph be made into a Pareto chart? If yes, create a Pareto chart with a hand drawing or by using StatCrunch or Excel. A Pareto chart is similar to a bar graph, except the bars are placed in descending order. So we'll create a Pareto chart off to the side. We'll need our percentage axis, and we need a class axis. And before we write down each class, we need to make sure we're starting with the largest percentage. And as we look down the list of percentages, these already are in descending order. So we will start with getting a good job and writing in order down to getting a university degree. Next, we need to include the percentages. So the highest percent is 100. So I'll count by 20s. We'll place our first bar for getting a job at 70%. Parents' health is at 63%. Losing a loved one is at 57%. Personal health is at 54%. Finishing education is also at 54%. And our last class is getting university degree at 52%. So here's our Pareto, and you can see that the tallest bar is first, and the bars are going in descending order. So do keep in mind when you're making a bar graph or Pareto chart, you need to include the class. You also need to include either frequency, relative frequency, or percentage. The last question, could it be made into a pie chart? In order to make a pie chart with the given information, one important thing needs to be true, and that is the sum of the percentages must equal 100%. And we could see if we added these percentages, it would be well over 100%. So we cannot turn this chart into a pie chart.